Carthage, the crescent. Now, it's not the best choice for a logo, I think. Its reference is closer tied with the Berbers or with Islam, which would arrive much later on in history. That being said though, there still is a historical link with it. The Carthaginian goddess Tanit, the wife of Baal, who was the main god, was goddess of the moon. And on old carvings, the symbology used to represent her is a crescent. In addition to this, the colour of Carthage's symbol is black and blue, referencing, I would guess, land and sea. Overall, I like the logo of Carthage and it's very accurate. It may be a bit too Islamic maybe, but oh well. 3 stars out of 3. Welcome to the final episode of Total War Profiled of 2019, and today we are going to look over the historical accuracy behind the African and the Middle Eastern symbols for Rome Total War. We have already covered Europe in a past video, so I'm not going to go over that again. Now this one will be short, so I also decided to go through some of the Alexander Total War ones as well in this video. Subscribe for more videos like this in 2020, and let's go. Next, we have the people of Numidia using the Eye of Horus, and I have no clue why. The Eye of Horus is an ancient Egyptian symbol. I have no idea why they would have it here, and trust me, I looked it up, but could not find any direct reason as to why. Overall, I will give it 1 star, completely inaccurate I think. Of course, I may have missed something, feel free to correct me if I am wrong, but only 1 star for this one. Okay, now into actual Egypt. They use the Ankh. This was a very common symbol in ancient Egypt, used to represent life. It is placed over the top of a yellow background, yellow to represent the sun, a major part of the Egyptian religion. However, that is for ancient Egypt, not the Hellenistic Egypt that it should represent. I've made a whole video about the historical fiasco on Egypt in Rome Total War already, so I won't go too much into it here. I guess I'm rating the faction showed in the game, not how the faction is meant to be portrayed, so I will give it 3 stars, but in a way it should be more like 2 stars. I don't know, what do you think there? Next we have the Seleucid Empire and their helmet. An old Greek helmet, I believe, a reference, I guess, to the empire of Alexander the Great, which the Seleucid Empire descended from. This is on a grey background, or silver background. I believe this could either be a reference to the Seleucid Empire's famous silver shield unit, or their cataphracts, or maybe it's just a helmet, like a normal grey coloured helmet. I don't know. Unsure, it could be any of them really, or maybe a bit of all of them. Although the symbol they used in Rome 2 Total War would have been better here, so I will go with 2 stars for the Seleucid Empire. Parthia, another inaccurate faction from the Rome Total War start date, but I like their symbol. Now, as already discussed in a past video, the Parthians in this game are actually the Parni, a tribe to the east of the Caspian Sea. In history, Parthia, many years later, will gain their independence, but then they immediately had their freedom taken from them from the invading Parni who took advantage of their weakness, and the king of Parthia then became the Parni king. So in a way you could say the crown changed hands, and I believe that is why the faction logo is depicted with a crown. Argument 2, the crown on the purple background are simply to represent the wealth that flowed through the nation from the east. Either way, 3 stars, I like it. Armenia is a very simple one. A horse, that is all. I found some references to Armenia and horses, but nothing really going back to 270 BC. In fact, I couldn't find anything about Armenia in 270 BC. I would give it 3 stars, as remember, if it gets 3 stars, that means I believe I could not have done better. I'm going to assume they had some historical backing here, but I really don't know with Armenia. Pontus, one of my favourite words to say, although one of the most oddly annoying factions in some of my latest Rome Total War Let's Plays. As for the symbol, I could not find any direct link, but I found this. One of the major gods was called Aruz Mazda, also known as Zeus Stratios. Zeus in mythology was often portrayed as an eagle, so what if we say the bird-looking thing in the middle is an eagle's wings? Now, their main god, the Zeus thing, was actually the god of the moon, not the sky and king of the gods like it was for the Greeks. On the logo for Pontus, at the top, what do we see? A crescent and another orb. I kinda like it. It is of course a reference to the moon, and I believe it is a reference to their main god. I got no idea what else they could have done, so you know what? 3 stars, there's some research in there. I believe it's an artist interpretation though, but there's historical reference in there. That's it for Rome Total War, but as promised we got some Alexander Total War stuff. Firstly, I've already talked about Scythia, so I won't go into them again. This one made me laugh so much. If anyone has seen my Cut Content series, you will know what I mean by this. Thrace has the Greek city-states logo, and Ilaria has the Thracian snake logo. That's just perfect. 11 episodes of Cut Content videos, and I never even noticed this. It was there all along. People who watch those videos, they'll know what I mean by that. Macedon uses the Macedonian symbol, which makes perfect sense of course. It was often used on their shields during the time of Alexander the Great. 3 stars. Persia in-game are running their famous flying saucer man, or the Pava. Yeah, that thing. One of the most well-known symbols in Zoroastrianism. It had many meanings. In-game we see a simpler version of it. I think it's still meant to represent that same emblem. 3 stars. The Dahe have some form of a bird, maybe an eagle. This faction is really unknown to me and difficult to find things for on the internet. I can't give an opinion on this one. Sorry, but I know absolutely nothing about this and I don't even know where to begin with my research going back to the... it's all the way back in the Alexander Total War time period, so I got no idea where to even begin researching. If anyone knows anything about this faction and a link to that symbol, please let me know in the comments, but it doesn't matter how many hours I'm going to put into that, I'm not going to find anything. Last but not least, the Indians. A blue wheel on an orange background. The blue wheel is the same as we see in India's modern day flag. I believe it means to be self-reliant or something, or at least that's what it means now. It also has a strong resemblance to the Buddhist wheel. The orange is actually the colour saffron, and it is also used on the modern Indian flag. 3 stars I guess, even though I found a lot of ties to it and the flag of modern India. The flag of modern India had a lot of inspiration from the past also, so I guess it is, in a way, accurate. How strict do you really want me to be? That is everything I have for today. I hope you have enjoyed and continue enjoying them going into 2020. Now, the reason I'm not doing one Total War profiled episode next week is because these take a very long time to script, research, and edit as well. So I don't want to be scripting it on Christmas morning, so for obvious reasons, it's just going to be very simple AI only battle for that day. Hope you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and goodbye.